says stream is live, and now I see something, so I think we're live. Looks like. See if we're live? Yeah, on YouTube, which that is. Yeah, it says it is, so we'll be. All right, the October 22nd, 2025, EDA board meeting in session. We'll start with a roll call. Drew?
Here.
All right, Jerry Edwards? Present. All right, John Pugh? Present. Richard Rambers? Present. And that makes a quorum. So we're going to proceed with the meeting. It's 12:03, so we started about 12. The meeting minutes for the last meeting were circulated by email last night and on paper today. Does everyone have a chance to look them over?
I'll be looking at it.
Okay, all right. Give you a minute to digest. I'm just remembering button pushing. Jerry Edwards is perusing last meeting minutes, and when he's ready,
Ready.
we'll take a motion to approve if the others have.
I make a motion to approve the
Deidre makes.
September.
Support.
Jerry supports approval of September 17 minutes. Thank you. Now, looking at the agenda for this meeting, if everybody has reviewed that, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
John Pugh makes the motion to approve. Deidre Field seconds. Agenda is approved. Next item on the agenda is citizen comments, and we have a citizen who is here to observe. All right? And so we move on then to the treasurer's report. Linda Allen is a DDA member. She is minding the store at the bank at down the street. So she texted the current balance, which is $2949.54, and that is a little bit higher than the last meeting due to some input from Berrien Community Foundation to be spent by us as we wish, generally toward the State Theater project, maintenance or other. Okay, if everybody's got that information, we have a couple of action items that to discuss if you've reviewed in the agenda. One, I'll read it, a motion. I ask for a motion that the DDA resolves that Richard Rabbers, me, be appointed as signator of the Berrien Community Foundation Fund for the restoration of the Benton Harbor State Theater. Berrien Community Foundation is a fiduciary, and we need to work closely with them. And Rich and Linda are currently signatories, and Rich has asked that I be added in case there were issues with either of the other two. So it's a backup system. Does anyone, if anyone agrees with that
I
motion?
support.
Somebody's got to make the motion first. I just read it.
Okay, I make a motion, the Benton Harbor DDA resolves that Richard Rabbers be appointed as a signatory for the Berrien County BCF Fund for the restoration of the Benton Harbor State Theater.
Support.
Thank you, with Jerry Edwards supporting. And now, the four of us can vote.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Jerry Edwards, aye. Deidre, aye.
Aye.
John Pugh, aye. Richard Rabbers, aye. Motion is approved, and the next motion is similar but different resolution that the DDA, Benton Harbor DDA, resolves that I, Richard Rabbers, be appointed as a signator on the checking account held at Huntington Bank in the name of Benton Harbor DDA. Do we have a review of that, an agreement with that, and a motion to make that motion?
I make a motion that Benton Harbor DDA resolves that Richard Rabbers be appointed as a signatory for the checking account held by Huntington Bank in the name of Benton Harbor DDA.
Support.
All right, motion has been made by Deidre Fields, supported by Jerry Edwards, who's working hard today, both of them. Now, votes, roll call.
Aye.
Deidre Fields, aye.
Aye.
Jerry Edwards,
Aye.
John Pugh, and Richard Rabbers, unanimous on those two motions. Thank you all. Next item, committee reports. First up, communications, which John and Virgil are part of. Have there been anything to report?
Nope, we did not meet, so no update at the moment. We'll probably need some help on this one, again, with, I think we were hoping we had a new member that was going to be involved with this. She's no longer going to be a part of the DDA, so, we probably just need some help to try to find somebody who could help be a part of the marketing or communications group. So right now, the committee does not have plans to meet, probably until we resolve or find a way that we've got somebody that's got the time and some experience there from the marketing side to help us. They don't have to be a DDA member, it could be a member of the community. Looking for some support there.
Thank you, John. I have done, in the interim of while the page was just kind of standby, added some photos to it, which I will continue to do. And a friend of mine has offered to help train me in Squarespace, which is the host for that page. So I'll report my knowledge gaining and work with you. Maybe if I learn, I can share that, and maybe we can sort of move forward in some way. I've been wanting forever to improve calendars for everybody because we all want to be everywhere, but we don't know what and where things are. I've noticed that Clement now has an Instagram page, and they've tried to put a calendar together. And they have offered us that we can put a link to that if we like. And I see there's some minor things that are still kind of getting going on that. But when it's ready, we can try to do that if we all agree. Casual agreement, yes? Yeah, okay. It's not a voting item, but just a committee discussion. Okay.
Maybe one other comment is, I know Nick Gunn expressed some interest. He's got experience, I think, on the city's website and even some photography. So, more to follow on that, but we'll try to connect with him as well, so.
Sounds good. Thank you. Main Streets Welcome Center Social District. I'm on the Main Streets Committee with Rich and Virgil a while back. We get together regularly, typically once a month, and discuss aesthetics, safety, whatever, from the area, new developments. And I've just made a note here to discuss and welcome the new business, which has been recently in the news, today's Palladium, about, I'll look at the official name here. Arts District Wine Bar and Social Club at the address 253 Park Street, which is east of the Thayer Building we're all familiar with, that is on 5th Street, kitty corner to the livery. And you'll be seeing more about that. They have Instagram page and I believe website also. Once we get those links, we we'll try to put them on the DDA's website and Facebook page. Other items of similar that we would discuss, Main Street's theme would be the beautification effort. We talked about it last meeting, that Clement is sort of spent a lot of the summer improving tree boxes and such, adding flowers. They've recently decorated for fall, and they intend to continue to do that sort of thing, which is great. I was thinking of, we could send a thank you for their efforts. They seem to want to do it on their own. I offered to water, and they said their crew can handle it. I see some mums are rolling down the street with the wind, so they probably wouldn't mind help putting them back where they belong. But we'll get better communication with them on their efforts and thank them for that. Other news, sad news, I'd say, for many, and Ben Pretzel is departing, and I think they were a welcoming location in Benton Harbor, so many are sad to see them go. I understand there's something great coming, and it's private business, so I don't know what it is, but hopefully it will be great for everyone. Richard Hunt Studios got a new roof, and they're aggressively pursuing the inside cleanup to make that space available for public events. They have to satisfy code and fire and other things, so there'll be quite a bit of work being done over the next period. I would expect the building will be not accessible for events until we hear more, so we'll be sure to share that. Prairie has completed a demolition recently at the 424, maybe is the address, and the grounds are cleaned up now, so looking sad but good, missing the old facade, but I'm sure something good will happen there at some point. The other item is Prairie's building at 306 12th, known as the Tobias Building. The brickwork is complete, and next phase is roof, and that will be progressing as weather and time allows. Maybe news to some that 400 Riverview former bank building is for sale again, and I have no information on that other than there's a big sign out there. So hopefully,
That's the one for Chase?
that's it, the old Chase building. That's all I'm aware of as far as businesses' comings and goings. Design Committee, that is Rich and I and Virgil also. And I have a few things to discuss on that if I can find some notes. 1 second. Okay, Design Committee has to do with safety and aesthetics, a passerby, what they would see and feel when they drive down Main Street or any part of the Arts District or the Downtown Development District. Glad to see the orange cones that had been at the 5th Street roundabout gone after, must be a year they were there for, I don't know why, but they're gone now. That roundabout is still sad from a couple of different dig-ups that it was sort of torn up and then never really put back to bed well. And Mr. Little has said he's talked with the MDOT about that. And I'm not aware of the results of the talks, but it's still in sad shape. And maybe we can volunteer a couple shovels and clean it up a little bit if it's going to sit that way for much longer. That would be my goal.
We're talking about the roundabout at 5th Street by Dollar Ride, Animal.
Yeah.
This past summer, I received a request from Public Safety to do that roundabout, to weed it and all that kind of stuff. Couple of problems we had was we didn't have, I don't even know if it was asked of MDOT if we could do it. So we never actually got to it. And I do remember that we were looking for cones, because at the time we was going to do it. But then I thought about it, do we need permission? Because this is state road. So I didn't ask. I don't know if anybody else did, but we just didn't take part in either one of them.
Thank you. You said the public safety asked you as an individual?
Actually, Patrick, I'm sorry, Brian. He had asked, because every summer, he asked me if I can get the kids to do some weeding. So basically, it was more or less just weeding it this past summer. I see somebody did something to it, so I don't know who it was. But
It looked like somebody must have sprayed weed killer down there. I don't know when, a year ago, it had been sort of patched back together and somebody put down grass mat. That blew away. I tacked that back down and did a really quick cleanup, but it's just really never gotten complete. Mr. Little is aware and said he pursued, like I said, with MDOT. It's always been confusing about whose authority. And so I'll proceed with inquiring about that with Mr. Little. We've had conversations on it, so thank you, Jerry.
because if we can get that permission, I know for sure from June to August, we can keep the grass cut or whatever from,
Right. I had sort of adopted the Riverview roundabout because it's just there standing on its own, and it looks pretty nice, not to be, it doesn't take too much to make things better. That one has been like torn up, so hopefully the contractor should close it back up, but that didn't seem to happen. So it's an open topic and an open wound, pretty much. Thanks. Other topics with MDOT to pursue are the roundabout markings this season. And last, the markings for the islands that make them visible in a heavy snow. There are none. There have been periods where there are none. And they're minimal now. They're not, we need things better marked so that we don't run, hurt ourselves. So that'll be another topic to take up with MDOT and Mr. Little. And I would.
and lighting.
Yep, lighting as well, that's the next thing on my list here. Thank you, Jerry. There are 47 total streetlights from Pawpaw to the river, and currently there are about 11 or 12 that are either out or out without a head, therefore no chance until they get a head back. I will again report them. Many of them are similar to what has been reported about a year ago. Some of them are now out that were last year reported as dim, so they're kind of going out. I'll take that up with the city.
Well,
And,
are they LD? Wasn't we supposed to have LD lights all the way down?
They're LED? Yeah. They are LED, yeah. And this has been confusing, so just while we're talking about streetlights, people don't seem to know who's responsible for the lights. And just for information, if it's wooden pole, if it's a wooden pole, it almost always or always has a number on it, identification for that pole, and that indicates that it's a Indiana, Michigan, I&M pole. If it's not a wooden pole, there's probably no identification. That means in our city, it's the city. So the city's responsible for maintaining it.
So on Michigan, I'm still in Chicago. On Main Street, it's always been who has the black poles, who has the white poles.
I can't think of any white posts, but basically from Pawpaw to the river is city.
Even
Throughout
though
the
they're
Arts
on,
District.
even though they're on Main Street?
on Main Street. I'm speaking specifically of Main Street. And through the Arts District, they're all LED, sort of special-looking lights. That's all city. And the other city lights, city-responsible lights, are Graham Avenue. Special-looking lights, not a wooden pole, not a wooden anything. So if those are out, the city is who you call.
Only reason why I'm asking because maybe 2 or 3 times, at least twice, I can remember every time we wanted to do something on Main Street, and I would ask for a light, they would say, you had to call the state. And they would always ask, well, we got the white poles, which are the ones in the park by the seating. Now that I knew was the city's. But every time we got ready to do something and we go to the black poles, it was always got to call the state. I don't know if that's just a way of getting out of doing your job or we are not sure who that pole belongs to.
I've been in attendance for many debates, and not that I know, but I do know what I said earlier, that you just said black and white. City Center Park, white poles are the cities. Main Street, Paw Paw to River, city. Arts District, city. Graham Avenue, city. I wish, and maybe someday, that will be clear so that we stop talking about it and we know. So maybe Nick Gunn or somebody could pursue a public awareness statement on that. We could ask him, because it would be helpful. Thank you. I guess I'm still on the design committee list here, and I'll try to be quicker. Mowing and things. The last mow of the year is the most important as far as I'm concerned, because it lasts the longest. If you do a good job, it looks like you did a good job for months and months. And if you don't do a good job, it looks that way too. So I encourage everybody to do their best job, particularly on the last. They have responsibility year-round. It includes litter, all those things. There are areas that are sort of frequent failures in those areas, and I hope that we can do good or better. As far as aesthetics, again, beyond the bounds even of the district, I encourage code enforcement to pursue the corridors, the main corridors, thoroughfares coming into the city and going out of the city, because a lot of our people, that's all they see of Benton Harbor, and they leave with the impression that they got when they were here. And it can be 10 minutes, and it can be good, or it can be bad. So those are concerns that we talk about as a design committee. Another area where I talked about the cones or the barrels at Dial-A-Ride. There's a development happening at Empire and Pipestone right now. There have been multiple, I think they're down to about 2 crumpled orange barrels that have been there for more than a year that are just eyesores. And I hope that somebody, and I'll speak with code or whoever, public safety, public works, to ask that they be taken care of. I think that would be appropriate to remove them. Some messes there from, I think, gas company work a few years ago also. Just a little bit of cleaning really would make a big difference. That's the end of design committee comments. Next is community development, and Mr. Little is preoccupied, so we'll hope that he shows up.
Was there a groundbreaking event happening today? Yeah. What's going on with that?
John asked about groundbreaking. It was at the development called the corner of Wall Street. And I guess that's where Mr. Little is now. There's an after gathering at River, a development that is I think the same group is responsible for the corner Wall Street development. I can't come up with the name right now.
River Terrace?
River Terrace, correct.
Yeah, it's, the ribbon cutting was actually Wall Street and Colfax. It's where the grocery store and apartments. The numbers kept changing, so I don't know, is it still at 80?
Lotus on his way
The one time it was 88, and then it went down to 80, so 80 apartments, but that's what's going on there. Supposedly from 10 to 12.
Oh, good, okay. I'll just speak then about State Theater Committee. We have got clarification from Whiteman, who's done the design and research on the building itself for billing purposes. Some of the expenses of the project are being paid for by the state, and we needed to be very perfectly clear what the billings were about so that anyone could understand them, and then the state is happy to forward the funds. Some of it is underway, and some of it is soon to be underway, so that those bills will be able to be paid, and we need to make more progress there with the state. We'll report that at the next meeting. Next topic would be holiday lights, and we voted on the same vendor as last year, decorating the lights at City Center Park. And we voted and approved that, and we were going to evaluate other options. We talked, that was kind of left open at the last meeting, and I don't know if anybody has any new ideas, but Rich has spoken with Clement, and they are happy and eager to participate and perhaps coordinate or perform the decoration in the Arts District itself. I don't think they were including Main Street, but we'll collaborate, which would be great with them. And we'll report or whatever we learn new. I think we're still soliciting funds, and Linda Allen has a letter to send out to some of the historic donors of holiday lights, and I'm not sure of the status on that.
The lighting for City Center Park, call for member to assist. I would like to assist in that. I think me and you talked about it, Raven, maybe even Deidre, but I remember the Christmas one I did. Big arch in there. Yeah, so it was like a postcard season that year. I would like to do something similar to that, maybe more on a more expanded area of the park. I did talk to Lowe's last summer, but I had a lot of family issues going on, so we never got back. But they were willing, at that time, they were willing, which they did before, willing to donate Christmas decorations, including lights. So I haven't got back to them yet, but I can try to see.
You'd like to be on the committee, it sounds like,
Yes,
and that's great. And we'll meet and coordinate with Jake's plan, which I think is to wrap all the big trees.
Jake Kaufman,
Yeah.
do I know him?
He did the decoration for the last 2 years. Once he does those, he maintains them. I guess we let him know when they go out, or if we find a breaker out, we deal with it. Another part of the holiday lights topic is that we talked about checking the receptacles on all these light poles in the city, or on Main and the Arts District, and to know the status and what is working and what's not working and repairing. I have some maps which include Main Street light poles that are out. I didn't include the Arts District in that. Some of the Arts District streetlights are on 24/7. One of them, the head is looking like, leaning further than the Tower of Pisa. Looks like, I know I've been up there, it just needs to be reinserted in its socket and an Allen to tighten it. So, maintenance items over there. I would be glad to supply a map, which might help just use as a checklist.
Would appreciate that. Thank you.
We voted on a couple items because we had a quorum, so those will show up in the minutes. They have to do with adding a signator to a couple of, to the Community Foundation and the bank, so that we have a backup and if there's any need for that. We are now ready to talk about community development, if you have any.
Well, just to give an update, I just came from the groundbreaking for Corner at Wall Street. That project is moving along wonderfully. We took a tour inside the structure on the first and third floor, and it's moving along very well. Mr. Fox and Jacobson, that the principals of MHG, indicated that should be completed by next October 1st or before. The Colfax project, which is right out in front of it, from Main up to Market, is moving along very well and should be completed before long. Likewise, a number of the other projects in the city involving streets, and most notably, I'll say, Pipestone. They're pouring the concrete now on Pipestone, and hopefully, weather permitting, within the next couple of weeks, that street will be reopened again. I would mention also, we've had one other applicant for getting their license for the social district, and we're moving that through. We have approved a contract for starting the first phase of the Ox Creek work, and that's the habitat restoration. It's not going to be real, highly visible and so forth as some other parts may be, because this basically involves work along and inside the creek itself, getting rid of some of the unwanted plant life and so forth, replacing it with more desirable plant life that will attract the kinds of insects and so forth that will cause the fish to return. In addition, they'll be removing logs and whatnot that block in the movement of water. They'll be replacing some others to try and help speed up the flow of water in some areas in order to deepen it and so forth. But it's mostly that kind of work and not the type of thing that's real highly visible. Likewise, in just another week or so, the debris removal project on Ox Creek will start. That's where they'll start going up and down the walls of the valley there between Britton back to Highland, removing junk that's been stacking up and people been throwing down the hills for years, tires, refrigerators, car parts, stoves, you name it. And they'll be attempting to remove as much of that stuff as we can get. in preparation for moving the other parts of the park. Likewise, Hall Park is moving along fairly well. As a matter of fact, we're thinking of trying to do sort of a groundbreaking or ribbon cutting around the third week in November, just to, show the progress is coming along with it. Also, Bobo Brazil is moving along. They're working on the roof on it. We'll be starting to replace windows shortly, and they'll keep that going. Believe after the 1st of January, they'll start doing some work on the front and on the inside with reworking the bathrooms and that type of thing. Right now, we're trying to get a gas meter in so they can test the HVAC equipment in there to see what condition it's in and so forth. So we do have a lot of things moving along. You may have heard from commission meeting that a new business that's going to have sort of a wine shop or club there at the rear of where the Thayer building. Yeah, Thayer, that's the name I was trying to pull up. Yeah, and that's going to be in addition to downtown. The Thayer building itself is moving right along in terms of them, Clement, getting it ready to start getting reoccupied and going, so that too will be a plus for us. Of course, you probably observed the Wheat Course. It's open and going. Of course, now this weather isn't going to be very conducive to golf at all, but it's going to be there anyway. So we have a lot of things that are moving forward in the city and in downtown. And we're going to be doing everything we can to try and keep it going. We're going to be putting a lot of concentration on housing, but we're also going to be trying to continue to get as much stuff going in the downtown area as we possibly can. And in fact, one of the things that will or should be impacting us soon after the 1st of January, I believe the Harbor Towers project should be getting underway.
Thank you.
If I might, I think I'd miss if I didn't mention the situation with the homeless in the park out here. As the manager, I've been observing that situation as it's been unfolding. And it's not a good situation, not good in my estimation for them or for the city. The farmers market people were very disturbed and concerned with what was occurring. It certainly isn't going to be a plus for the businesses right around it. And I've at least gotten the discussion started now as to people beginning to recognize that there is a concern there, and hopefully we'll come up with ideas and so forth in terms of what, if anything, to do about it. We recognize that we can't, since it's a public park, there's some limitations on what and how we might do anything there. I know we'll be putting up signs shortly, not only at this park, but at all of them. And parks close at 10 o'clock, and we are going to enforce that. But in terms of trying to deal with what, if anything, to do with the occupation of sorts that is taking place. As I said, the subject is open, and we, as a matter of fact, Thursday evening at 6 o'clock, there's going to be a meeting over here at Reverend Palmer's church to talk about ideas and so forth. And certainly would invite you all to attend and participate. I think the more the merrier, because when you start talking about a situation like that, it's very easy for everybody to pop up with ideas, but these ideas have to be workable. I know I've had a couple of people say, well, we got abandoned schools. Why don't we put them in a It's not just a matter of putting people somewhere. And it's not as simple as naming a building. I mean, these schools are huge buildings. And if you just turn on the electricity, the gas, and water, before anybody uses any of the utilities, the bill is sizable. It's not free. But the housing itself is an important issue and a secondary issue that's going to become primary very shortly because of the weather. I mean, it's cold out there this morning, but the groundbreaking that we were doing will ultimately be part of the solution in terms of housing, because it is a permanent supportive housing development that will be having people referred through the emergency shelter services and Salvation Army to provide housing for people in circumstances that need it. But right now, as far as the police, I mean, if the city commission decides leave it be, nothing I can do but leave it be. But I think everybody wants to come up with a solution that's workable for the homeless people that are out there, for the park, for businesses that are impacted, and I think everybody has to understand that that's not an ideal situation to be right on Main Street. But it's, as I said, it's now open for participation in the discussions.
Thank you. I intend to attend that meeting on Thursday, and I think there's a lot of community support and empathy for the situation from all perspectives. Thank you for that report. On the Colfax Street project, now that the asphalt is done, I think, all the way up to the surface of Main Street, the barricades that have been there, and they're sort of intruding into Main Street, narrowing that street, I would encourage them to be pulled back out of the way to clear more of Main Street, if you can relay that.
We'll pass that on. I'm sure they're there for a reason. There's still some work they're finishing up there, but I'll pass it on.
Thank you. Another topic that we talked about was, and you mentioned in a previous meeting that you've had discussion with MDOT. The 5th Street roundabout remains, really, it doesn't show any sign of activity. Should we all pitch in and bring rakes and shovels and make that better?
Let me find out from them what their schedule is.
I noticed there's still broken, it's getting beyond concrete season, and I don't know what their plans are, but there's a portion of curb that was broken out in 2022 when somebody hit and rolled over and, ended up being a fatal accident there. It'd be great to bring that back, the whole thing. The life is not going to come back, but that does remind me of another topic that I've been intending to talk with you on. The grave marker for the victim of that rollover accident is sort of like Crystal Springs, where the site is decorated with lights and fence and other things. I spoke with one of the relatives. I'm not sure if it was a sister. I think it was a sister of the victim, and she said she would be amenable to, maybe altering to a flat stone that wouldn't interfere with mowing and be a marker to honor that life, but not be an obstacle or a visual distraction from the park itself as it's intended to be. I have that contact information, I believe, and I will relay that if you'd like. I think there's another similar marking. I had stuffed animals for a while somewhere along Britain at the formerly Kitty Park, now Hightower Park, where someone died also. And I think it's common to have markers, but I don't know if we have rules within the city for things like that. You see them on the highways. But I think honoring a life, but not maybe just figuring out an appropriate way to do it. The last thing, oh, well, no, I'm on, well, I'll go there, but I'm going to go while it's blowing like crazy outside, and aesthetics of Main Street. It's a good time for everybody to, just a reminder for everybody to secure their lid on their trash bin. Don't put a bunch of loose items out on the street. Littering is always an enemy. Some stores are better than others about picking up after themselves, but I would encourage code enforcement reminders. And you mentioned Ox Creek and the park, and everything that starts on the ground ends up in the sea. And so if along Empire also, like the bridge there, could use a trash bin. That's a frequented passage across the bridge. There's no place to put anything, so it just seems to go out and into the gutter or blows over the bridge and into the valley there, the ravine. If we could do anything to help avoid that by litter bins, that'd be great. Or encouragement.
We're talking about on Britain.
I guess I'm talking about the area, yeah, Britain, where the little girl, the sidewalk crumbled. It runs across the ravine. Any bridge that runs across a ravine, any ravine, is a litter hazard. And if it goes downhill, it keeps going. Thank you. Jerry, you just said fundraiser. That's on the agenda. And we're pursuing grants to assist with some of the DDA projects since we're unfunded. So though that's still in the works, so I don't have anything, well, other than, I guess, a request for a motion to pursue, to write grant requests, casual solicitations or other, to do-gooders that would love to help us in our work. So if anybody would like to make a motion that we write a letter and send it to appropriate parties.
I'll make a motion.
Jerry makes a motion to send fund-seeking letters to parties in the area to support our cause. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
All right, John beat the buzzer this time, and so motion made and seconded. We'll pursue that
Question.
fundraising topic.
Question on that. It says for the Welcoming Center, but is that for more than just the Welcoming Center? Is that,
It would be expenses related to it. I think we just got Wi-Fi there and power bills, and we pay rent, but we pay power also. So it's would be small things related to the Welcome Center itself.
I just didn't know if it meant the Welcoming Center and then any other parts of the DDA.
I think we could open that up to be a general cause request. If you make a note to your motion to expand beyond the Welcome Center specifically.
Well, to the, basically after the support of the first motion or the second, that was the question. So I don't know if I need to actually revise the motion. Is more or less of a clarity. On my perspective, it's more of a clarity because of the way it says seeks grants for Welcoming Center. So I didn't know if it was just for the Welcoming Center or is it for as you say, general causes that includes welcoming center to the DDA.
I think your note is a good addition, and the minutes will reflect that, and we can vote on it if you like then.
Sounds good. So I guess this is the point where I make a motion to rescind the last motion.
And then I'll make a motion for Richard Hensel to seek grants for the Welcome Center and other business associated with the DDA.
Thank you both. Let's all vote since we're in that mode. Deidre? Oh,
I'll second the motion on the table.
all right, let's quickly vote then. Deidre?
Aye.
Jerry?
Aye.
Edwards, John Pugh?
Aye.
Richard Travers? Aye, unanimous. Thank you. Last item then is the holiday coming up, which is Halloween, and welcoming of volunteers and members to participate in that, not just at the Welcome Center, but with safety throughout the Arts District. This is not the first time we've done this. We need to coordinate with the public safety and fire department to set up, to close the streets. I think an initial request has been made. I'm not sure if it's been responded to. But cones and anything else to alert people. Maybe the most hazardous corner is the one at Fifth and Territorial, right where the Welcome Center is. And that's not an area that's closed, so we want to slow people down. And there's a lot of people out that night, and it's a lot of fun, and hopefully it won't be snowing. I'm not sure about the band's participation, but hopefully that will come through, and it will be a great evening for all. That's Halloween night from 4 to 6 o'clock.
So who will be the point of contact if they wanted a space to be at the actual trick-or-treating process? Because I know they just kind of place without or within the area.
I will be the point of contact, or I will coordinate that. It'll be not just us, Arts District or Arts Association will probably be out participating. Not sure exactly what their plans are, but I'd be happy to try to coordinate that.
Yeah, I just meant, because I know like at a couple other meetings, like the Lions Club and some other ones, they were looking to possibly sign up. So who would be, I mean, do you want, because like, do we have a limit? Maybe that's a better question. Is there a limit of who can be involved and who do we have so far?
I'm not aware of anyone other than myself and my wife and you. And generally, it's all of us, but there's no official sign-up sheet. This is an event, and I believe you're the events committee coordinator, so perhaps you'd like to lead that.
No, it's fine. And what I mean too is that people have already registered, like, so people that have tables, like the library has done it, but they didn't reach out to me, but I wasn't probably the committees or the event person at that point. So if I have them reach out to me, is there a maximum, is my point?
Of locations or tables or chairs, I don't know that we've ever run into a problem of space. I guess historically, from my memory, the Morton House usually sets up along by the old post office, and there's routines that have been established, not rules that I know of. But I don't know that it needs to be highly coordinated, but maybe just welcomed and reminded. Would you like to send out a reminder?
Sure.
Great, thank you.
Yep, sure. The volunteers, do they meet up at that day, or is there someone they can contact to say, hey, I want to do it?
Deidre's going to lead that, and I would say the time is 4 to 6, maybe with cleanup, 6:15 or something like that, and there's no need probably to be there the whole time, but to be, if you want to get excited and be early, that's helpful. I imagine like orange vests might be helpful, yellow, whatever. I have a few that I'd be happy to loan out. I don't know if public safety has anything like that. But orange cones would be helpful for some of the streets, just to slow folks down, and other things like that come to mind. Anything else?
Yeah, I need a vest.
I think we'll get
I'll
you,
do the safety thing at Territorial and Fifth.
great, thank you, Jerry. I have some candy that I intend to add to the bucket at the Welcome Center. I think the St. Joe Today sometimes supplies some things like that, and I will connect with them and see if they're going to add to it, but any contributions are welcome.
And then I will, yeah, and I'll ask the Rotary and some different, it was like the Rotary meets every Wednesday at 7. So I can ask about like candy and different things or just some donations to get candy too.
Yeah, great, yep, it could be a hot chocolate kind of night, who knows? Thank you. I think unless anyone else, well, do we have any members with other input that hasn't been included on the agenda?
No, only thing I was, I think as I stated at the beginning, trying to get back active. My question was, do we still open up the Welcoming Center, was that Thursday through Sunday, is it?
The open hours usually reduced to near zero in this season.
Yeah, so I would, the reason why I was asking, because I know I was doing it every Thursday from, I don't forgot. So getting back active, that's, if it's needed, I'm willing to continue that. It doesn't have to be on the same day, but
It's getting to the point where people aren't out. I guess maybe focusing, or we could consider focusing on art hop occasions or coordinating with some other event. I think Mr. Little talked about another, well, you talked in the last meeting about a social district grand opening or something like that. Is there something that you're aware of in the works?
Not at the present, no.
Okay, so coordinating with an event makes sense to me, but this season is not, if nobody's there, then
be ready for next year.
If I might, let me mention one other thing I think I should apprise you of. Next year, and I'll at the next meeting have a little bit more specific details on it, but MDOT's going to start doing its work on M139, and traffic's going to be rerouted coming down Pipestone instead of what's there now. And that's going to impact us in the downtown area and so forth, so we should be aware of that.
thank you. If anybody else has anything, now's the time. Otherwise, we just passed 1 o'clock, and if we're ready to adjourn, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
2 motions to adjourn. Anybody on a
I'm
second?
sorry, I support it.
All right, looks like John is thinking adjourn and seconding.
Yeah, aye, go ahead.
All right. We can just throw our hands up and unanimously agree to adjourn. All right, thank you all.
We have a Economic Development Parks and Rec meeting at